Hi everybody, Jeremy with Banana Hobby here, and what we got for you is the next big thing in regards to the 40mm setups that we have to offer you through Xfly. They've done a fantastic job in this airplane. We've seen a bunch of photos with it. We've seen some flight footage of it, but this is our first one here. This is our prototype to validate and make sure everything is good to go for all of you guys. All right, everybody, so this is what's in the box. I've removed a couple of pieces of foam on there so you can kind of see it. And so what we got is we got your upper wings on here. This is the right wing there. Really neat setup on there. It's got a 20 amp ESC inside of this. It's got a 12 blade fan. It is a 5000 kV motor. It's a 1413 size. Again, like I said, 20 amp ESC. The connection itself is an XT30 connection for the power. You got your two aileron connection there, and then you have throttle connection on each wing. Neat little vortice generator there, pretty cool. And we'll show a little bit more detailed photos as we're talking in there for this. So there's the right wing, looks good. You got the left wing there. Again, it looks good. Really neat setup. Again, the XT30 connection there. We'll set that there. Now we're going to get into the fuselage. Going to take that out. The airplane, again, like I said, is a 4S setup airplane. It does not have any retracts, but it's actually pretty large for the size. Again, you're going to see two different schemes with this airplane. You're going to see this Twinliner scheme like this. And then you're also going to have a blank scheme so that you can do whatever kind of schemes you want. But this airplane, if you're looking at it, it looks very similar to what would be close to an A320. It is called our Twinliner. Pretty neat on there. So we'll set that down. Let's get the next little pieces out. We got our horizontals right here. So they're a neat little setup. It looks like it's got two screws that'll actually hold them on and a spar that'll go through. And we'll get them going here. You got some push-pull wires right here for the servos. I would think that we're going to probably recommend that they get a little carbon fiber on these to make them a little bit more stiff. Same for the rudder right there. And so we'll recommend that when we get the airplanes to you guys. Neat little setup on there. Really big battery opening to be able to access the two servos that are there. And then you also have your nozzle steering servo for the rudder right there also that runs up. Kind of a neat little landing gear. And we'll go from there. All right, last thing inside here, oh, no, almost last thing. You got a couple pieces of Velcro, and you have your wing attach brackets. We'll take a couple pictures of all this stuff so you guys can all see everything that it comes with. An aileron Y cable, an XT30 connection to XT60 connection. And you got a throttle Y cable. You've got your two simple landing gear setups, and then you've got your hardware. And so we'll get that going. Let's see, so this airplane, again, it's a 4S airplane. I'm going to bet that this thing can hold a pretty decent sized battery, but again, you don't want to overdo it yet on your first flight, but we will give you what we use in later videos throughout the entire flight. I'm going to assume that it's going to be probably a 1300 mAh to 2600 mAh, but we'll see if we can get a little bit bigger motor or batteries inside there. So that being said, this is the opening real quick. We're going to do a quick assembly of it, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick assembly on there. This is a really easy setup that should not really need any explanation on doing such. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to set the fuselage aside. We're going to start with our wings. First thing you got to do with your wings, you got to connect them together with the provided already installed spar. That is really easy there. You're going to connect using your Y cable here. You're going to connect your throttles together. Okay. Make sure your polarities are as they should be. Okay, so we got our throttle there. Now we're going to go ailerons. And I like how they got these locking servo connections on there. They're really nice. Just make sure that you press them in with your finger. Then we're going to connect our actual power to our ESCs using the XT30 connections. Okay, so now we got our connections there. Now what I did is when we transitioned over to the next scene, I already installed the landing gear. The landing gear has one screw that gets installed there, so they slide in and then they got a screw that holds them in place. Okay, easy setup on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our fuselage, we're going to pull off the battery tray. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your fuselage upside down, slide your wires into the fuselage, real simple, and then you're going to grab your wing brackets and you're going to have your screws installed or preset inside them. Okay, back one. There is only one way that they're going to fit, so if you have them wrong, it will look wrong. So what we're going to do is that. So I've got a drill here. I don't tighten these down completely. I'm going to torque them with my hand here after. There we go. Having a hard time with this. Yeah, we're just going to dump them out. Put them onto the bit. Okay. So you're going to have 5 total screws on there. You're going to have 1 extra for every screw. Okay. So those are in. Now I'm going to hand torque them. You don't need these to be extremely tight. That is why I'm only grabbing onto the apex tip, so that they don't break, because plastic is plastic. Absolutely do not use Loctite on anything plastic, as it does not like that. All right, so we've got our horizontals here now. Now what you got to make sure to do with these horizontals is you got to make sure you put them over your linkage first. Okay. So slide them into the spot that they belong and then place them into the fuselage. Okay. Right one is installed. And now the left one will be also. So these horizontals, they are actually connected in an interlocking way. And what you're going to have to do is now you're going to have to put 2 screws in right here in the center, and that will hold them all together. So for that purpose, I'm going to use the stand here, set the airplane in there, and we're going to use our screwdriver here to secure them in their spot. This airplane is a lot larger than I expected it to be when we saw the initial drawings and design work on it. Again, like I've mentioned, it will come in 2 schemes. It'll come in this one, but it'll also come in a blank scheme. All right, there we go. Pretty neat looking. Let's get the, so I don't have my receiver pack right now, but we'll set that up. And then throws and all that stuff will be added into the manual once we get them shipped to you guys. All right, so there we go. Super simple setup. It sits on its wheels without batteries in it. Very nice setup on there. And this airplane is really large. We're going to do a quick measurements on it. Sliding it back to the front, to the back. fuselage length is 39 inches in length. Now let's rotate it to the wing length. And we've got let's see here. Setting it there. Looks like we've got a 40-inch wingspan. So 39-inch fuselage, 40-inch wingspan. And it's a pretty neat little setup there. So there you go. The Twinliner, brought to you by Xfly and sold through Banana Hobby. So pretty neat little setup there. Looks pretty good. So there you go. Thanks for watching again. I'm Jeremy, and have a good day.